Forever.
2 generations of the Ginger family.
Oh my gosh.
Growing up at Kapowson Elementary. Carrie went to school here, and now her children too.
Yes, so much taller than you.
But the threats at school are drastically different for Carrie's daughter compared to when Carrie was in school.
We're supposed to be quiet, sitting in the place where your teacher tells you to.
That's what Lucy would do in an active shooter situation.
When threatens you.
The 9-year-old has the lockdown drill memorized.
And if they come in and you just can't get out, you throw something out the window and get out there.
It's not something any child should have to think about.
Terror at a Florida high school.
At North Thurston High School, there's a shooting.
Crazy person just walks right into the school.
But they need to in a country where this year alone, there has been at least 53 incidents of gunfire on school grounds.
It makes me scared when I stop to think about it. So often I try to not let my life be ruled by the fear, but yet try to figure out how can I encourage my kids, what can I do to help them be the sort of people that would just care for everyone around them.
As this parent does her part, the Bethel School District is doing theirs.
In this school here, we only had 10 to do of these.
Every classroom door at every one of the district's 27 schools is getting a makeover this summer. So before the upgrade, if there was a threat, a teacher would have to physically come outside of the classroom and lock the door with a key. With these new doors, you can lock it from inside a classroom with just one turn. And just like that, no one can get inside.
It slows them down. It may not prevent them 100%, but it will slow them down.
From doors to windows, risk manager Lauren Lassiter looks for ways to harden schools from an attack.
In the event of a lockdown or we hear an intruder, if they can pull the blinds down.
They've also addressed portables, installing peepholes in all 201 portable classrooms so students and teachers know who is on the other side.
There are things that need to be done.
Superintendent Tom Siegel says all of the upgrades so far are expensive, but worth it.
There's an additional layer of security that's needed, and we can't do that for all 27 of our buildings until we have that bond passed.
Siegel says if voters approve a bond in November, a portion of it will go towards creating a secondary vestibule or wall near the lobbies of each school.
27 buildings, you're talking millions of dollars.
It would complement a security system they already have in place outside.
Are you just bringing Tristan in?
Yes, ma'am.
During school hours, every visitor has to show ID to be buzzed in through a video phone. Carrie says the upgrades won't make schools 100% bulletproof, but it helps.
I love that they're taking steps and they're always thinking of which ways we can go further.
We've got all these resources.
Risk consultant Jeff Slotnick says more schools should be paying attention to what this district is doing.
You have great schools like Bethel that are doing a phenomenal job, and you have other schools that, frankly, I'm amazed.
Slotnick says the disparity from one school to another in this state is surprising.
I've gone into their buildings and I've walked around for 20 minutes, half an hour. Nobody's ever said, can I help you?
Slotnick says we have state standards when it comes to things like fires, so why not one for school shootings?
We don't have that for physical security. We haven't had a child die in a fire in literally 30 or 40 years.
He wants to lobby the state legislature to create a set of regulatory requirements for all schools to follow.
You're not going to stop everything, but if we can stop a majority of things, it's worth the investment.
Bethel Schools isn't waiting for state laws to change. Instead, they're leading the way so that this fall, when Lucy is back in the classroom, she can feel a little safer.
I know that in this school that they're going to try to do everything they can to make sure that we're not hurt.
In Graham,